Welcome to Lesson 1 on multiplying polynomials by a monomial. Here we'll be multiplying polynomials and monomials using algebra tiles. So we use algebra tiles to create a rectangle where the dimensions of the rectangle are the polynomial and monomial being multiplied. And if two tiles being multiplied are the same sign, like two positives or two negatives, we use a positive tile. And if the two tiles being multiplied are of opposite sign, we use a negative tile. So example 1, I have to multiply 2x by x plus 3. So we'll be using this T-shaped chart to help us organize the tiles. We place one of the expressions down along the side. So here I'm going to place 2x. Shade these in since they're positive. And along the top, I'm going to place x plus 3. And I'll fill in the space with the tiles that end up forming a rectangle. And the tiles that result here would be the product. Now when I place the tiles, I need to make sure that they have the same dimensions as the two tiles being multiplied. So I'm going to start by multiplying this x tile with this x tile. So the tile that I place here is going to be this long and it's going to be this wide. So this gives us an x squared tile. Since it's a positive times a positive, we get a positive. Next to that, I'm going to multiply the x tile on the left with this one tile. And x tile times a one tile would be that long and this wide. So that gives us a x tile. And since it's positive times a positive, be positive. Now we'll multiply the x on the left with this one tile up top. So the tile would be this long and this wide, which is another x. That's positive. And then this last tile here will give us another x. Now I'll multiply the x tile down below with each tile up top. So below the x squared tile, I'm going to have a tile that's this long and this wide, which again is a x squared tile that's positive. And all the tiles will be positive here since the numbers are all positive. Next to that, we have a tile with these dimensions, which is an x tile. We'll have another x tile next to that. And one more next to that. And then adding these up will give us the answer. We have 2x squared tiles and 6 positive x tiles. Let's just make a note here of what we noticed when we multiplied the algebra tiles together. When we multiplied an x tile with another x tile, we got an x squared tile. So I'm going to say that a x tile multiplied by a x tile gives us a x squared tile. And the other thing we had here is when we multiplied a x tile with a 1, we end up getting an x tile. So a x tile multiplied by a 1 tile gives us a x tile. So we'll use this now when we go to simplify example 2. We got to multiply 3n by 2n minus 1. So put one of the expressions down the side and the other one across the top. And it doesn't matter where you put each one. I'm just going to put the 3n here. But you can easily put 2n minus 1. So here's my 3 positive n tiles. And I'll put my 2n minus 1 on the top. Now when I multiply my x or my n tile with my other n tile, that's going to give me an n squared tile. And it's a positive multiplied by a positive, so it's positive. I got another n tile multiplied by another n tile, which is a positive n squared again. And on the right I got a positive n tile multiplied by a negative 1. That's going to give me a tile that's this long and this wide, which is a negative n tile. Now below that, I'm multiplying once again an n tile with another n tile. So it's a positive n squared. Next to that, I'll have another positive n squared. And then an n times a negative 1 is again a negative n tile. And the last row will be the exact same. I'm going to end up with 2 positive n squareds and then 1 negative n tile. So adding that up, we see that we have 6 positive n squared tiles and 3 negative n tiles.